Welcome to the Daily Brief. This morning, of course, we're glad that you're tuned in to K24 TV. Remember, we are going to be bringing to you the most happening stories, not just here in Kenya, but beyond as well. My name is Shiksha Arora.
And my name is Samuel Njoroge. Thank you so much for finding time to join us right here on the show. As Shiksha says, we shall be taking you through each and every happening that is currently ongoing closest to you right here in the country, region and beyond. Hashtag K24 Daily Brief.
Now remember, you can interact with us on @K24 TV. That's where you're going to find us. And of course, tell us what exactly is happening where you are. That is the question for this hour until 10 a.m. where we'll be talking to you, and you have to basically talk to us at K24 TV. As I said earlier, remember to hashtag K24 Daily Brief and tell us what is happening where you are.
Talking about what is happening, this is how the news diary looks as of now. President Uhuru Kenyatta will today fly to Moroto, Uganda, where he is expected to sign a bilateral agreement with his host Yoweri Museveni. The deal is expected or will compel Kenya to disarm Turkana pastoralists, and under the agreement, pastoral communities will be allowed to share social service facilities, environmental resources, and economic infrastructure.
And apart from that, we've also got DP Ruto, who will be kicking off a 5-day tour of the coast region where he will launch a number of development projects. And he'll be in Tana River today, where he will inspect the Kora Canal water and the coconut and nuts project. He will later proceed to Kilifi, where he will commission the Baricho water stabilization supply and visit the National Irrigation Board project on cashew nuts and coconuts.
Now, the 2-day national or World Athletics Championships kick off today at the Nyayo National Stadium. Athletics Kenya will be using the event to pick the squad to the global track and field contest that starts on September 27th in Doha, Qatar. The highlight of the day is the men's 5,000 meters event.
And of course, remember, we have been covering the Punguza Mizigo bill. Now, yesterday we saw Kirinyaga County Assembly failed to adopt it, and that's something that we'll be talking about. Now, the Third Way Alliance Party leader, Ekuru Okot, will today address journalists on the progress on the Punguza Mizigo bill. In particular, Okot will seek to address happenings in Kirinyaga and Siaya counties, where the bill has been met with opposition.
Sure thing. An interesting thing to watch out for today. And moving on is that embattled Samburu County Governor, that is Moses Lenkulal, will today appear before the Senate's Public Accounts and Investments Committee to shed light on audit queries. Lenkulal has not been able to access his office since July after a court barred him over an ongoing fraud case.
All right, of course, that and much more will be coming on later on in the course of this show. But for now, it's time to tell you what's happening where you are. So our reporter, Kigodho Mwangi, is on standby. And he is in Nakuru, and he'll be giving us what to expect throughout the day from him in Nakuru. Right, Samuel?
Sure.
And a very good morning to you, Kigodho. What is happening where you are?
Good morning from Molo County in Molo sub-county, that is Molo constituency in Nakuru County, whereby we have been interacting with locals in many aspects, that is from investment, employment, and also the development of this town. Remember, Molo was once, especially Elbagon, was once a colonial town, and also a town that benefited very much from railway. Currently, I'm joined by youth. If my camera person can just pan a little bit to show you the number of youth who are here who don't have employment and who are seeking employment from various platforms, that name it, from team sales, from forest service, from selling potatoes. These are just some of those camera people, some of people who are not employed from this area. We are going to be interacting with them, and now joining me is one of these youths who is going to tell us exactly what is causing this unemployment. Exactly, bwana rafiki yangu, what is causing this unemployment?
English.
In English, yeah.
Okay, my name is David Masharia.
Yes.
My name is David Masharia. I'm a resident of this area. I was born here, raised here, I was educated here, so I know Elbagon very much.
Yes.
What is causing a lot of employment here is forest. New forest was closed, and many youths were depending on the same. And we are asking the government.
Yes.
We are asking the government to lift that ban, because the youths were seeing here, they were depending on employment on that area. For example, we have so many sawmills that were closed, and the youths were going to forest to take those timber and bring them here. So that's one of the problems. The other problem is that the land in Elbagon now is very small, because some people grabbed those land, and now the land is very small. Nowhere you can go and do the farming.
Yes.
So
what's the problem with the drinking habit in this area? Why are people drinking so much?
Stress. These youth are having stress. They have nowhere to go in the morning. So the only place they can go is to drink in those bars, because they don't have anywhere to go in the morning. For example, me, I can go to my place of work, but them, they have nowhere to go. So that is one of the problems. There is no employment.
When you talk about unemployment, your MP is employed, yet he came to a function when he was drunk. Was it a matter of employment or just misuse of funds or something like that? Your MP came to a meeting when he was drunk. What was all about that?
I cannot confirm if he was drunk or not, but I can say that was a function that was supposed to educate the youth about drugs. And he came because I don't know if he was drunk or not, but he came to address that issue. But people misinterpreted that he was drunk. He came, he staggered because he was jumping over the fence. He staggered a little bit, but I can't say that he was drunk or not. Yeah, but that's not the cause of employment here. Because MP is just here for 2 years, for the last 2 years. And employment and darkness have been there for the last 20 or 30 years.
Does the closing of the forest and also the removal of people from Mau and also maybe the congestion of people here, does it cause unemployment?
Of course. Look, these youth you are seeing here, they were going to the forest, as I have said. They were going to the forest to bring timber to their wadoses. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes. Okay, Shiksha Arora, that is what we have for you right now. And I have updates that there is a young person who yesterday climbed atop high voltage transmission lines that comes from Jinja to Nairobi. This 35-year-old young man by the name John Ndungu, who hails from Kirima village in Timboroa in Baringo County, climbed on atop of this high-grid voltage lines, because he's saying that he has not gotten anybody to get married to, and he has also not gotten any job. As we speak now, the guy is on top. In fact, he's climbing even higher at Timboroa, and the area residents led by the chief, John Jihia, they are trying to rescue this guy from this high mast voltage grid. And also the regional coordinator, that is George Natembea, has also talked to us that he is going to send fire brigade and rescuers to make sure that this young man is rescued from atop that high voltage grid. Back to you, Shiksha Arora. We will be trying to catch up with this young man in Timboroa if time allows, and we will be bringing you this live coverage as we exit Molo. My name is Kigono Mwangi. My camera person is John Wangombe. We take you back to Shiksha Arora and Sam Joroge for more briefing.
Thank you so much for that update, Kigoto. Of course, that story there about the man who climbed the high voltage tower, it is quite unfortunate, really. He claims that he hasn't found love, and the cost of living right now is very high. He's not able to make ends meet, and he's not able to even buy himself food.
Well, he needs to understand that love is never enough, and the heart is not so smart. So those are some of the issues that he needs to consider right now. But remember, we spoke about these issues of this matter when we were looking at the World Anti-Suicide Day just the other day.
The World Suicide Prevention
Day,
Day,
I beg your pardon, where it's supposed to sensitize people on, among other things, anti-suicidal behavior.
Yes.
And there's even that clergy who's been very vocal about mental health and depression, and he committed suicide. And the last note he wrote was, even the love for Jesus will not save you from suicide. That is what he wrote.
Oh.
Right.
All right.
So let's move on to other regions and just get to understand what is happening there. County 001, that is Mombasa. We have our reporter Fred Kai, and now joins us live for an update from that region. Thank you so much, Fred Kai, for joining us. What is happening where you are?
Good morning Sam and Shiksha back in studio. Na katika kaunti ya Mombasa, matukio ambayo tunaweza kufuatilia hii leo ni kwamba PS wa maritime na shipping basi leo anaweza kukaa na kikao tuna baadhi tu ya wahusika hususan wale mabaharia ili kuweza kutathmini basi ni vipi mabaharia hawa wataweza kupewa mishahara, kwa sababu kuna viwango vingi ama vikwazo vingi katika kona kwamba ni vipi basi wananchi wa Kenya ama wafanyikazi wa Kenya wanaweza kulipwa mishahara. Lakini katika sekta hii basi husika ni kwamba wataweza kukaa na kutathmini kila baharia ni kiwango kipi anastahili kupokea kama mshahara wake. Na vile vile matukio mengine ambayo tunaweza kufuatilia ni kwamba Deputy President William Ruto atakuwa katika kaunti za Mombasa, ambao kaunti zote 6, na ataweza kutembelea tu kaunti zote 6 katika, ataanza na hii leo atakuwa maeneo yale ya Tana River, vile vile pale kesho atakuwa kaunti ya Kilifi, na kesho kutwa ambayo ni Jumamosi atakuwa kaunti ya Mombasa pamoja na kaunti ya Kwale. Na tutaweza kuona kwamba kilele cha msururu wa safari zake basi itakuwa ni ile kaunti ya Taita Taveta, ambapo atakuwa pale Jumapili na Jumatatu. Hivyo basi tutaweza kuona kwamba ataweza kufungua miradi mbalimbali hii ambayo ni pamoja tu na miradi ya maji pamoja vile vile na last mile connectivity, na kuweza kusundua mambo mbalimbali ambayo ataweza kumnufaisha mwananchi wa pwani. Na hii leo kwa sasa tuweza kusema matukio yale tuweza kufuatilia kwa kina ni haya matukio ya kuona kwamba basi unaweza kuleta usawa katika mambo ya CFRs ili waweze kupokea mshahara, na si mshahara tu bali mshahara ambao utakuwa umeweza kujadiliwa kinagaubaga na kuweza kuona kwamba pesa hizi zitakuwa zinawafaa wana baharia. Kutoka kaunti ya Mombasa tutakuregesha kwako studio, lakini hizo tu ni baadhi ya matukio ambayo tunaweza kufuatilia, na pengine vile vile yale ambayo yatatokezea mbeleni tutaweza kuwajuza wa Kenya ni yapi yanajiri kutoka kaunti 001. Kutoka hapa na kuregesha kwako studio Shiksha na Sam.
It will be quite an eventful day today, Mombasa, and we will keep engaging our reporter there. That is Fred Kai. He will be in a position to just break down all those issues that he has raised, and a follow-up to those events will be appreciated right here at K24 TV. But right now, would like to move to another region, Shiksha. And of course, we've brought you the latest from Nakuru, and then we move to Mombasa. But now it's time to tell you what's happening in the lakeside city. We've got Baraka Karama, and he's going to be giving us an update from his end and telling us what is happening where he is right now. Baraka.
Shiksha, a very good morning to you back there, Nairobi. Indeed, we are still on this particular bit of the wrangles at the Kisumu County Assembly. Remember, yesterday we did give you an update where the Deputy Speaker, Roy Samo, said that still the embattled Speaker Onyango Law is trying to make ways and means of trying to ensure that he gets into his office. But we understand that he has not yet arrived in Kisumu, and of course will be able to give you an up-to-date information as far as that particular issue is concerned. He is supposed to make his way into the office, but of course we expected drama during that particular bit, of course, when he arrives in this particular premise. Remember, yesterday the acting speaker, Lesho Raro, had a series of meetings. Of course, he met the county governor, Professor Peter Nyang'nyongo, alongside other staff members for this particular assembly, just to try and iron out issues. And we expect today, we understand that the county assembly of Kisumu is supposed to pass the 10.2 billion budget. That we understand that after a meeting that was held at the governor's office, resolution was arrived at where they expect the members of the county assembly to pass that particular budget today. Remember, there's been a controversy about that particular issue of the budget earlier on. The MCs didn't pass a budget, but a memorandum was sent again by Governor Nyang'nyongo back to the assembly, saying that they had altered some of the budget estimate that, of course, was included in the first document. So in the afternoon, we expect the session to kick off, and we understand that the county assembly acting speaker Elisha Raro is supposed to chair that special meeting where the MCAs are supposed to pass that budget. Remember, these among the issues that, of course, were putting wrangles between the county executive and the county assembly of Kisumu, where the county executive was accusing the embattled speaker Onyango Law for being a stumbling block in the passing of the budget. Remember, Law is facing grave allegations for the giant Lake Basin Mall, and he was arraigned in court and released on a 10 million shillings bond. So tension is still very high in this particular assembly. As you can see from the background, those are police officers who have been manning this particular area. Remember, on 2 days ago, we did see drama in this particular assembly where the MCAs engaged in a fist fight. Actually, the sergeant at arms was injured during that melee that ensued during the election of the acting speaker of this particular assembly. So tension is still very high in this particular assembly, and of course, we'll be keeping an eye just to see and establish what is going to unfold, especially in the afternoon session where we expect the MCAs to pass the budget today. The 10.2 billion budget that, of course, has been an issue in this particular assembly. So what I can confirm to you right now is that we are still keeping an eye on that particular bit. Of course, we expected the embattled speaker to be here today, but people allied to him, of course, have confided to us that he is not going to make his way today here, so he's still making arrangement to visit this particular assembly at a later date, and of course we'll be able to give you an up-to-date information as far as that particular bit is concerned. We're still keeping an eye just to try and establish what will happen today, going by the incident that of course were witnessed 2 days ago in this particular assembly. Remember, yesterday the wife of the ODM party leader Raila Odinga, Madam Ida Odinga, did condemn this particular incident and said the MCAs did not act in a proper manner, and of course called upon them to ensure that the chambers should be a place where they engage in constructive debate. And remember, the ODM party leadership here, led by Professor Ayacho Lweny, have also maintained that that was a decision by the ODM party leadership just to try and ensure that the embattled speaker steps aside as he continues with his case. So, Shiksha, lots of activity we expect here in the Lakeside City, and key among them is this particular issue of the passing of the 10.2 billion budget, and of course keeping an eye on how things will unfold here at the Kisumu County Assembly. Back to you.
All right, Baraka, thank you so much for that. However, the House Business Committee that was supposed to happen a couple of days ago, did it happen? And if it did, who chaired it?
Remember, during that particular day, I did give an update about that particular issue. The House Business Committee, of course, conducted its sitting, and of course it was chaired by one of the MCAs. And remember, during that particular session when chaos broke out at the assembly chambers, remember the Deputy Speaker, Roy Samo, was supposed to conduct that particular proceeding before he was ejected from his seat by the Nyalenda MCA, Seth Olale, who said that he was not supposed to chair that particular session. Remember, the Deputy Speaker did adjourn that particular session in the afternoon. But what I can confirm is that that particular day there was a special business committee, and of course that was attended by MCAs who are opposed to the embattled speaker, and they did prepare an order paper which was not the one that, of course, the Deputy Speaker, Roy Samo, was to present before the floor of the House. So that meeting did take place, of course, that was attended by MCAs who are opposed to the embattled Speaker.
All right. Thank you so much, Baraka Karama, for that update live from Kisumu County.
And right now we're going to be taking a short break, but after we return, we're going to keep briefing you right here on K24 Daily Brief. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right